Hello and welcome back to the Bunker Broadcast for the second episode of the Napoleon Total War playthrough. Took me long enough to get here. Yeah, I've been busy, so we're going to crack on with this now. The first video was really just sort of an introductional video explaining, the basics of the game. So now we're really going to start rolling on, capturing some territories and getting on with creating the Prussian Empire. Okay, so looking at what we're doing then. We just taken Saxony, and we know that France is pushing in down here. So the next stage, really, after we've been doing this infrastructure, just going to check this, is what I'm thinking of doing is going and taking Mecklenburg. However, looking into this, Mecklenburg have got some ties with Denmark, which isn't so good. They traded with me as well, so we'll lose trade, but as long as I take the city, that's not really going to be much of an effect. I think for now as well, given that the city states around me are friendly and France's current position, which is close to my borders, I'm going to make sure that I'm on side with these as much as I can, and I'm going to get some trade out of it as well. And I think looking at the effects, trade agreement. What I would like to know, let me see, historical grievances, territorial expansion, different government type, national respect. Okay, all I'm just checking here really is just to see whether there are any negative effects for having trade agreements with certain people that they may be at war with, which will be with going with France. However, can't tell now because I'm not trading with anyone with any of these that I would be at war with, so it's not really an issue. Okay, so what we're going to look at is we're just going to have a quick sneaky peek, and we can see they're building one unit, so we can at least account that that'll be done next turn or in 2 turns. They've got quite a small army at the moment, so that's not something massively to deal with. And like I was saying, I want to keep up the recruitment here, so next turn we need to put another infantry unit in there. And given that we've got good friendly ties with Russia, the plan is to bring these units down. So we've got these in here that can move out, and I'm looking into moving some muskets in the 6-pounder. However, we've got 2 here, and these are going to come down through Hessen, and at the very least they're going to come up to Clavez, which has that there. And I think 3 units of artillery isn't really what I'd want. And when I'm looking at the construction, it does have the cannon range, so recruitment is available. And there's some Jaeger there. I have 2 Jaeger at the moment. What I'm going to do, just to make sure that I'm not constraining myself too much with infantry recruitment, I am going to take these out of Warsaw. And yeah, we'll just get them moving down here. This is where I want everything to go. Because as long as Hessen are friendly, it's going to be quite easy to offer them gain military access off them. So yeah, we're taking this full army out here, so we'll just have a quick peek. That's fine, and that should get going a bit quicker, please. Should move us out of the attrition. Yeah, there we go. So these can come down here as well. Okay, and if I'm wanting to attack, everything's pretty healthy at the moment. There's not too much going on. And given they've got units now, what I am expecting them to do is to start filling up that bar with units, so sooner rather than later. So I'm thinking, given that I have no real threats down here, I'll have these units moving down, so that's going to provide some support down near Dresden. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these up here. They're fine because they're exempt from tax. They don't like that. So let's just see how we're doing now. 937. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, let's give that a kick. There's 2 4s there that we can get. Oh, cheers. No luck again. Wonderful. And I'm wanting to move out just to give me make sure I've got the movement, though it should be done next turn anyway regardless. I know I've got the movement, but I think for the sake of doing it, but given that they're 2 turns, which I may need to wait for. Now this is the thing. I could do with waiting for that infantry. Could really do with that. So I know I'm going to be in range next turn. So I'm going to give it next turn, see what they start doing. And given that they're with Denmark, what I'm going to try and do is ally with Denmark for the purpose of me being a bigger empire. It's likely that they may turn against Mecklenburg, and when I call them in, because they'll have to choose between me or them. So let's see if we can get an alliance. No, they are friendly. What are our modifiers at the moment? Trade agreements, government type, religion. So it's not too bad. So let's see if we can't offer them something. As long as I can get that alliance, I'm not above offering them some technology. We've only got fire in advance to give them, really. And military access. Because even if they declare war, they're losing military access coming the turns anyway, and it's a good, cheap way of offering them something that isn't going to matter too much to you. I mean, yes, say if I offered it to Austria, it may make a bit more of a difference, but this is Denmark, so we don't need to worry so much. If I offer, say I just give them 20 turns, and we'll see how that does. No, so yeah, that's not going to happen, which is a bit of a shame. The main worry with Denmark is that they're going to raid my port. I do have, as we can see, close to a grand's worth of trade coming through there, so I could end up, you know, doing some damage. However, if I can take Mecklenburg and then move straight onto Copenhagen, which has literally 0 units in it and is currently recruiting nothing, or at least nothing that I can see, then it's not going to be such an issue as long as I can get up and around here rather quickly. Depending on how many units I lose. Even so, the infrastructure's coming, it should balance it out, and I'll be able to grind Denmark down, as that's really sort of the objective first. I want to secure the north, and then I can push down to the south. Although they're friendly, it's territory and money that I want to have from Copenhagen, and it gives me that bit more of an ability to have more trade routes open with some of the other civilizations around here. You know, some of the minor ones, because if you build it up, then it's, you know, it's going to come to a nice amount, and I'd like to try and give myself the ability to maybe go and steal at least one of these trade routes in the long run. Starting to, you know, we're thinking, you know, 20 turns ahead here, man. That's the overall game plan. So at the moment, this is going to be what we're doing. Right, so there's nothing to spend money on, nothing else. So just have a quick check through the research, and we've got that mission, which is the drill school. So yeah, that's not going to happen for a while. Don't really want to push for it. I want to get, you know, some additions to my wealth per turn and wealth generated first. Okay. And Mecklenburg is an objective as well, so getting it early on and securing this northern point is going to be a lot easier come the war with France. Okay, and a few other things I said I was going to talk about in the last episode that I didn't in this one. One is religion is just a static number. It does obviously affect your unrest and the diplomacy, but you can't affect that, you can't change it at all, so that's static. And one or two other things that I'll probably remember as we'll go through it. So if I remember, then I'll remember. I wrote them down somewhere, but I can't remember where I put that. And next turn, let's see what we've got. Just the 1 unit in there. Okay. So I know I've got 2 more units coming down, so 6 would be nice. However, I am just going to think about getting this done and where these are coming. So, as I said, we've got the range to get in there. And let's have another check. So I'm pretty sure that unit's added on now. And yeah, as you can see, all of a sudden recruiting a crap load of units now, and they're all just going to be line infantry, so I need to get in there sooner rather than later. I know that they're going to take 2 turns, so I can attack next turn, and they won't have those units, but that is really the limit, which means I'm going to wait for those 2 units. So, I do think I want to take these Grenadiers with me, as opposed to all of these Jaeger infantry. So, just looking at it, I'll take this unit out, because I can have them in normal line formation, which I wouldn't do anyway, because they are irregulars, so it's not really advisable, but they're gonna, you know, they're gonna fall down really quickly, and as you've seen, there's 30 less men, so it's not really desirable. These guys are off on their way. Here, I've not checked. I did got the infrastructure, but these I wanted to get rid of. That's another 180 gold per turn there for me. And can we get Saxony done? No, we need to leave that for a while really and get some growth going. Have another crack at the Justice. Oh my god. Please, can I have a 4-star? Not asking much. Okay, you're on your way, you're on your way. What am I going to do with this money? I'm waiting for the next turn for that, so that's going to happen there. So, if I hold off that for a second... I know, I said I was going to do it, but I've got these units coming down, so a bit more infrastructure would be more pleasing. And I'd like to get some replenishment out of here. In fact, actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Oh no, it's the recruitment cost. I thought it was going to do replenishment. Nope, my bad. So, yeah, I'm going to get cracking with these farms unless there's anything like this that needs doing. However, I don't want the gunsmiths, so we'll wait until we start getting more than that, because I'm not in the position at the moment to wanting to just be saving for the purpose of getting that. It's more of a delay for, let's have a look, for 250 region wealth and the happiness. I can get the clearance for 200 and then do another one next turn and have them done in 4 turns. That's done in 4 turns as well, so a turn after I'll have 2 of them have 400 rather than that, and the replenishment rate in 2 of the places, so that's a much better idea. Okay, so any trade agreements that we can think of? I don't think so. Maybe the Batarian Public? No. We need more ports, even though we have a land-based route. Okay, no, fair enough. Don't ask me why. I cannot tell you. And that's it. Turn off we go. That spy is there now, and you can see what I mean about setting it just to go where you want, because I'd already forgotten about that spy. So that's a nice little reminder, so I know to use him next turn. That's probably what I'll do first. Ooh! That is something new. France, trade agreement. Now I am inclined to think about this one, and it would sort of tell me if I would get any negative effects from my allies and other trade partners for having trade agreement, and it's that 1,100 gold that is very tempting as well. And far in advance, and it would be good for a while. It would keep France off my back for a little longer and allow me to focus a bit more on Denmark, so that could be quite advantageous. However, if, you know, Britain, as we can see, Britain, Sweden, Russia, Austria, all their enemies, so it could just sort of backfire on me. However, if you remember what the woman said at the beginning, which does ring true, you know, we're looking out for Prussian interests. So I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to go for that. Thank you very much, France. See, Napoleon's not such a bad guy after all. Famous last words. I think Russia's going to be focusing on the Ottomans by the looks of it. He's got an army coming over from France. And here comes Denmark's fleet, so they'll only use just a few trade ships. He's only got the trade port, but it's still enough to blockade me. And a gentleman. Oh, and a spy. Oh, that's really good. Okay. So you can... Now what I'm thinking is, do I want him over here, keeping so I can keep an eye around France? Meaning we have trade, so as you can see once again, coming through Clavez and round line of sight into Paris, so that sort of negates the need to put the spy there. What I would like though is to come and maybe keep an eye up here if I'm going to end up going to war with Denmark, which is most likely going to happen. Just check that, and you can see I need to attack this turn, otherwise I'm really in trouble. So first off, I'll just grab you, and I brought up the list so as I do this I can then just grab the spy, bring you in there, and the spy, if it wouldn't keep snapping back, thank you. Oh, damn you, sir. Okay, and or over here, down here would be nice. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to bring him up here. I want to try and do my best on keeping an eye on Denmark if I'm going to be going to war with him, which will happen. I'm going, you know, he who dares wins, basically. It's the mentality I'm going for in this game. And you're in range of things now. I can see that France has got a few units. You can see that morale difference now. And this is another thing that I was sort of mentioning in terms of the units being that much harder than mine. This is because of the difficulty as well. As you can see, the melee attack and defense is the same, but they've got double the morale that I have, and that's the real kicker there. He's going to come in and, you know, make me run away. So these spies are also going to be good for trying to remove any generals that are in their armies. So another thing, yeah, like I've sort of been explaining, that spies are sort of a precursor to where you are sending your armies. Much like, you know, you would do in real life, send your spies out, have a quick scout around the area, and then once you know what's going on, you've made a plan, then you bring your armies in. And I can see this is here, and I want to go and either sabotage that, or we can try and kill a few agents if there are any, which there aren't, so we can just sabotage. That's 3 turns. Supply post is up. I've got a nice bit of money there. Thank you, France. And it's made a nice bit of a difference to the gold per turn, so I can keep you on, excuse me, exempt tax. And come on, 3rd time's the charm. Yay! Got it, finally. Took its time. Okay. Right, so we can get a recruitment one. I want one going on in there. Just fill that space. I do want this first, however, going with what I've been saying about not investing in that until I know I've got it secure, while these need doing, we can invest over here. I did put the infrastructure in there. No, I didn't. There we go, that's that done. And you see what I mean about, oh, can I please have some buildings? Tax office would be nice to crack that down. Do this and then focus over here, while I then in the later stages will build up another army here just to counteract anything that Russia most probably will do. I've got the farm building there in the capital. Could go for the opera house or even the barracks, which, yeah, bit of veterancy but not needed at the moment, so going with the theme of growth per turn. Get that done. This army's ready to move out. You're already down here. Marshallen, please. There we go, get a move on. 900 left. And I think we'll go for another clearing, real clearances if you like. Another thing really, in terms of saving the money, you can do if you're looking for a big project, or maybe you've got a very specific way to go, but I always find that the best thing to do is to keep an eye on your gold per turn, know where your money's coming from, so if things get raided, which this most likely will, how much is getting cut out, and just spend it. Just spend it on buildings. Saving it up it's a nice thought, but as long as you can make sure that if you know who's going to attack you isn't going to cut off all your trade, then it's much better just to spend it and just get those buildings going and have then those excuse me, then those turns come round a bit quicker and you get the buildings and you get the region growth and yeah, the whole knock-on effect. So yeah, always spend your money. Okay, so we're ready to go. Declare war, and we're not going to take Russia with us again. Denmark's going to join them unless I get extremely lucky, which I didn't. Another agent. Yes, we shall go to war. No, that was that one. There we go. I can see again, you know, I'm going to absolutely cream him. Okay, so I think we're gonna fight this one. I want to try and keep the cannons alive, keep the cavalry alive, minimise losses for moving on for Copenhagen. So the first battle, ooh, Louis Ferdinand Prince de Pune against Emmanuel Bengal. By the looks of that, looks like I've got some nice tree lines. I can see a hill there, possibly a hill to move on to up here. But overall some nice cover compared to this open ground he's on. However, we're attacking a town, so you can put money on that's going to be covered in buildings. And what do you know? Okay, so let's have a look. Right, yeah. This is what I want to take. Force him to come down over here onto the open ground. All the artillery is horse artillery, so I know I'm going to be able to get it up here nice and quick. Take the advantage. Okay, so let's get started. Another thing, yes, your units will suffer from the fatigue of the snow if they're sat there for a long time. So as well, something to note, if you are, you know, having just sort of an ordnance battle with your enemy, you know, try and keep your units moving, or just, you know, flicker them back and forth just so they're not just stood idly for too long. Especially if you're waiting for him to come towards you, because you can find that they'll all be nice and refreshed and your units will be a bit sluggish from the fact that they've just been sat, basically letting themselves freeze. Okay. Cavalry-wise, I'm going to want 2 units to come up around the back, so we can put those there.
Yes, sir.
We'll just group those and get them out of the way. General, he's going to come up behind the cannons, the main guy. We don't want him to die, he's got a lot of stars on him. He can mingle around here. Keep an eye on this flank. So what I'm going to want to do, I feel, is obviously the line infantry is going to come up and they're going to form a nice defensive line down here. Cavalry around here. I'm going to get some Jaeger up in here as well, just to protect the flank, because yeah, you know, it's a game. Use that to advantage. Don't be such a fool and sit in a corner every game. You know, it's just boring. Who wants to do that? But there's got to be a border to the edge of the game, so it plays into my advantage. I mean, even if it wasn't there, I'd still be taking this hill. So let's get these guys. And I'm not going to group them, because once you group them, it makes doing them and putting them out here quite difficult, because once you select them, they'll stay well, I'll just show you, they'll do that, so yeah, I'll leave them ungrouped at the moment. However, just while I do the preparations, they can stay grouped and out of the way. So this cavalry unit can come here. It's not cloaked. Can I get it hidden? Maybe? No. Okay, so you can stay there. Now the irregulars, I've got less units, so I'm going to bring the grenadiers out here because it's open. If they come and start shooting me in here, I can run forward and lob some grenades at them, so the majority of the irregulars can come up and over here, because with this being a hill as well, if I can take this and sort of force them and bottleneck them down into this position here, that's going to be really good for the artillery just to open up on them. So yeah, you guys can go there, get you out of the way. Okay, you can go there. In fact, put those back. So we want to get right up on, why not, you know, timing is everything. And we've got the other irregulars here. And now these are just going to sort of advance up onto this hill with the cavalry to support and just, yeah, use the fact that they're going to be coming through buildings to my advantage, because they're not going to be able to stay in formation. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, we just want to... I'll ungroup things as we go. So, get those ready and start the battle. 2, ungroup. Get you down here. Run, please. Grenadier, and thank you. Okay, General. Up here, thank you. Cavalry. I want you to come up here as fast as you can, please. Thank you. And you guys, irregular. Get stretched along there and run. Want everything getting in position quick as we can. Look lively, lads. The enemy's about. Step 2 and double time. Aha! Okay, so wanting a bit of a bigger minimap. That's the thing, I do like my minimap. I always think it's better to have it there, you know what's going on, especially if you're sat down focused on here. That's fine, but as you can see, it's a lot easier to see the spacing where things. We can see cavalry units already coming up here. We've got horse and artillery setting up there, which is just the stupidest place. Grenadiers, please run. As we can see, the enemies had the exact same idea about the hill. I do believe I asked you to run. Thank you. Okay. Artillery can now set up. Abteilung at Fosse, and my general unit line infantry to have 2 nice lines that are just a little bit at the back. I used to do it in 2 full straight, but sometimes the enemy does charge, and sort of building on that, I now just have that little bit at the back just for a bit of oomph. Bit of a stopping power, if you like. And I'm going to bring these forward as well, so if they come around here I can use this to my advantage as well. Lighter infantry. And now we can group these. Yes, and they're just going to start nailing these cannons. However, I think a different target would be a better idea. For example, the cavalry. Deal with them. If he runs them straight at my line of infantry, I will laugh so hard, because they'll just get pooed on. So I'm going to now close in with these cavalry. As you can see, he's opening up on me from here, so that's something I can deal with in a bit. And there we go. See, he's just coming in full hog, and that's right. And they run. Wonderful. See, line of foot, line of foot. There we go. Ooh, God, I love that sound. I love the sound of cannons in the morning. Get you up there. I want to prepare myself. Get ready to kill, to do a nice charge. And it's wonderful that they're running across here, because it just allows the cannons to just do that much more damage. And now we're getting into the meat grinder. Oh, yes. Gotta love it. Cavalry's engaged. These Jaeger need to redeploy. Okay, so they're really focusing up here. Now he's going to come down. These guys are taking the shots. Let's make sure that these come on. And what I'm going to do is not try and sort of shift over this way. I'm going to fold up his line here, which means what I am actually going to do is I'm going to have these two focus fire down here, and then I'm going to get the cavalry now before they die to charge. Quick in and out. Let's see, how are you doing? They're doing well. They've chased them off, and that would be the horse artillery. They're taking those out nicely, and we can see he's coming in for the charge. So time for the mortar, the grenades. Oh yes, don't want you to kill my own units, so you can fight here. I want to keep you guys alive. Come back, please. Don't die. And the battle unfolds. That's it, men. Give them hell. Find a new target for the cannons. The general. Oh, that is a prime target. In fact, however, that is even juicier. Please shoot them. Please shoot them. And we can see, because they're armed citizenry, they're already starting to run. These guys can come up here, consolidate ourselves. You quite damaged. Come back. And yes, they're running. Oh, let's try and see some of these cannon shots coming through.
Wenn Sie einen Kampf wollen, sollen Sie ihn bekommen.
Oh. Come on, guys. I want to see it. That's it. Make him run. We're going to break their line. Right, and what we're going to do is, because I'm doing that, just to finish them off to make sure that they break. I'm going to take the cannons off. I'm going to reconsolidate the line here. Excellent, just getting some shots in there.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Aha, excellent. Always nice little helpful bits, however... See you later, boys. We should do a nice bit of damage. They're armed citizenry. They're gonna run. They're gonna run so quick. And they're just fleeing from the general fact that there's cavalry in the area. Cannons can fire again. And then we're just going to start putting the squeeze on. Wait for these guys to get up, and then we're going to move up as one. Abteilung, Abwasser. There we go, that's pretty much the army routed. Yeah, no, I'm going to save the cavalry. And I want to try and use the irregulars as much as I can. So we're going to have the cannons, just finish those off, because you can't fully win.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Yes, thank you for telling me. Doesn't matter, but yeah, basically, you need to rout the whole army, or kill all the units. Oh, an enemy general down. Got all of the cannons. So now they've nothing to lose. The forlorn hope. Here they come. Oof. Oh, that was close. Oh, right, got him. Sometimes I wonder what's going on. I tell them to attack and they just walk forward. And there we go. Sieg. First successful vassal. And a heroic victory at that. Just having a quick look. You know, we've suffered some damage, and this was armed citizenry, so you're getting a bit of an idea for how much damage a full army of line infantry are going to do. But we're getting some veterancy, and what we're going to do is we're going to start getting sort of a support force on the armies. So what I wanted to be really taking in is the full sort of normal army composition that I would take, and then on top of that, generally 6 or 7 extra line infantry units to come on and support from behind once I know that, once I've played this many times, once I know that you know, my infantry will start dying from theirs. Which is another reason why Sieg, you want to make sure you get your supply posts up. Brilliant. So, Mecklenburg is mine. Lovely stuff. And yeah, I want to get that done this turn. Okay, so got to cancel something. Just started you, so that can go. So I want it for the replenishment more than anything. Now, what are you doing? You can see what I mean. Recruitment, recruitment, recruitment. Okay, so you have... There we go. That was even better. Yeah, risk it for a biscuit sometimes. Government popularity is decreasing, which, like I say, there's no votes, so it's not the worst thing. It's probably going to have an effect. In fact, I would very much say that it's going to have an effect on, yeah, war weariness. You see, they're not liking the government because I've attacked an ally. However, the repression and stuff, it's not going to have a massive difference at all. And once I take Denmark and we're then out of the wars, it's not going to matter. So not so much something to worry about. Everything's still green, so it's clearly not having that much an effect. And yeah, I'm really happy that I managed to get him, because there was another 4, 2 3s, you know, and a 5, so worth it, worth the risk. That's basically helped negate the fact that I've got the war wariness. So this is another thing that I was saying, you know, about how I had a 4-star, you know, looked at the odds, and then I managed to get that 5-star out of it after a depressing first 3 turns. So Clavez is going on nice. I'm just going to do a quick check through things before I move on. And let's see how France is unfriendly now because of the trade agreement. A nice plus 16, so making a difference. And Great Britain, territorial expansion, they're not liking that. National leaders command respect. That's something to keep an eye on, I think. Definitely when we're getting the war wariness. However, you know, it's... where was it now? In Berlin? Yeah, it's flashing, which means it's going to go next turn. So the fact that I am winning the war is meaning that they're actually on my side. If you start losing the war, then you'll find that war wariness starts building up, and you'll obviously be then, because of your people being unhappy. I mean, unless you really don't care and you just and you can balance it with the policies, you know, it's sort of toing and froing, sort of seeing what you can get away with. But I'm glad we've taken Mecklenburg now. So that's now on to Denmark, who don't have many units, and they're going to be done either next turn, which is, I think that's likely that some of them will be done next turn. If I move there, let's see, it's going to take me another 2 turns, so they're going to have that army by the time that I get there. And given that they all need replenishing, I'm just trying to have a think, because I've got these units down here actually, so what I may do is give them a turn or 2 to replenish, or a turn. So let me see, right, I need to plan this a bit. 1, and come in support, because if I can get that army in there and just besiege them, and then have these follow up, it'll make a bit of a difference. And once again, having a look here. So 1, 2 turns. Yeah, I think what we'll probably do in the next episode now is we're going to consolidate ourselves in Mecklenburg, go for a bit of the health bonuses, and then we're going to redirect these armies up north, and we're going to put a lot of pressure on Copenhagen. Okay, so, well, yeah, thanks for watching. We got our first battle out of the way, and we're starting to get on a roll now and start taking these territories that we need. I've been your host, Harbinger, on the Bunker Broadcast. Thank you very much for watching.